My goodness, it's an error sign 333. Ow, let's do the Crazy Old Man Zack show. Yeah, with Captain Man Zack. Crazy like a fox. Mad scientist, man. How about a little Christmas in the City bootleg? Yeah. And we're going to build a computer today. Yeah, right before your eyes. A big, big computer. Oh. This was recorded at the Fountain Street Church, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Very special. Pull up the monitor here. Send out the carrier pigeons. Lauren. We're talking about crystals, energy, computers, electronics. Oh, it's going to be fun. I haven't done it yet, so it's going to be a virgin creation right before your eyes. Yeah, like I always do. No script. Yeah, all real with a touch of madness. Yeah, because that's what you got to have to make it real. Yeah. See, when you believe that the seed you plant will grow fruit to eat, you plant the seed. Yeah, or you don't eat. I believe that this is a band called Stan Getz. G-E-T-Z, Stan Getz. Not a lot of people know who he is. My deceased bandmate Dan DeRuyter recorded this show. Yes, I wore this shirt yesterday. I did. Save the world with a dirty shirt. It's not dirty. It won't be dirty till tonight. AD, I just sent you a alert. Oh, it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see what happens. Up. Hope my phone didn't stop. Nope. saxophone. Sending tags out. Nobody likes my tags. Somebody keeps sending me these dating site things in my DM, though. I don't know who's doing that, but they better knock it off. Yeah. What a great track. Song's about over. There it is. Song's over. That was an awesome track called I named it Christmas in the City because it just sounds like a great laid back holiday song. No drama, no fighting, no unhappiness. That's just good vibes right there. I put a link to that album. That's my Bandana Brothers album. That's a song I added to the playlist from 2005 Memorial Day show, live 2005 at the VFW Hall, 3028 downtown Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yeah, only live show we ever did that we recorded. The only technical show we ever did, really. One time as a band. I promoted it to #1. It's stayed there for the past 13 years. Yeah, amazing. Anyway. So, I want to build a computer in your mind. Yeah. So, computer's made up of all the precious metals we have that are in the earth. Precious stones, quartz, for instance. Very critical element for electrical devices. A lot of people, it's scientific, they have energy. There's electricity in there. There's memory in there. And a lot of people wise enough to cherish these things. This particular one is a gift from my very close friend and fan, A.D. Justice out there. She's a member of the Mad Zack Radio fan club. She sent me this as a gift last Father's Day, part of a package of treasure. Or 2 Father's Days ago, I don't know. It's in my videos, in my profile, but yeah. So anyway, it takes, to build a computer, you got to have the chipboard, okay, the board to put all the pieces on to assemble the computer. You have to have diodes. You have to have resistors. Well, resistors are just little clumps of different kinds of dirt with a wire running through it. You see, and the crystal they use, all charged by an electrical charge, a man-made electrical charge. Well, if you think about right now, they're talking about space, the vast expanse of space. They're thinking with the understanding of the greater consciousness, the Akashic record, for instance, that they speak of. It's part of the greater consciousness. It's an electricity, like the whole existence, space, unending. Is like a giant computer. Yeah. And you access that through your consciousness. The earth and your body and life, it all resonates between 6 and 8 hertz. So if you think about the earth as a device within that big chipboard, computer chipboard, the antimatter in between all the things that are in space, there's got to be a chipboard to plug into. So you have the earth, The earth is made up of all those metals, all those crystals, all those things that have energy, creating an organism that's actually active. And if you think about the power of prayer, people talk about the power of prayer, the power of positivity, mind over matter, thinking positively, each one of us generating a joyful, a joy in our spirit, it affects things. If you think about the loss of animal life, we've had the huge decrease in bird population for the past 50 years, and all the industrialism and the effects of using all the coal and the fuels, creating this global warming effect that they're denying or arguing about. So if you think about all of the life, the animals, each one of their spirits, they're all happy. Birds are always singing. They're happy. We love to see the birds. Just seeing them makes us feel good. Animals, nature, just being in nature. And it's scientifically proven. Smells of the dirt, all that affects your chemical balance in your mind of your person. Yeah, it affects your consciousness. The use of the radio and the TV manipulation that they've done in order to be able to pitch sales interferes with that conscious energy. So all those animals create like little diodes themselves, in effect, giving out their positive energy, singing their joy to nature for all the stuff they have. All those animals, everything adds up. Well, it's all shrunk down to nothing, like a cancer. Man's like a cancer on the planet. That's the effect of it, because of the lack of business ethics in their capitalism efforts. Yeah, not doing the right thing with the waste. So we could rebuild the computer that the earth is, the device, the creature. We can rebuild it just by tending to nature, repropagating it. The whole idea behind a conservation club was for people who had land or property that cared about doing the right thing with it to get together and exchange ideas on the best things to do to keep nature in balance, instead of just hunting the deer when they get too overpopulated. How to not cut down all the bushes because the animals eat the berries. Not cut down all the raspberry bushes because you have to have a nice yard, like they sold us with the idea of the golf course and the beautifully trimmed grass fields. Yeah, that beautiful trimmed field was after the farmer cut all the hay, and it was in a barn, and they were basking in the glow of having all that work done and looking at that nice fresh field, all ready to grow back again, to make more grass, to cut, to make more hay, to feed the horses. Yeah. So all of us are part of that giant computer. Just with our existence, our electrical charge, we're a little chip in that board. The family, your family's like a computer board. Yeah, a motherboard. And each one of us is like, in the family or in the community, we're like a little chip on that board that's doing something, that's creating what it does as a whole. Removing the grandparents from the home is like losing one of the main chips out of the motherboard. Yeah, you just lost a huge bank of memory. And like with us, like let's just say me, for instance, to go back to drinking, for instance, 600 and I don't know, almost 60 days sober, for me to go back to drinking would cause a short in me as a diode, or a piece of that current, that makes up the organism. I would become a shorted out thing, causing damage, taking away energy. And if you get too many shorts, the whole thing cuts out. That's a family. Each one of us is like a chip on that computer board, making the computer work as a whole to do what you want it to do. Yeah, I'm trying to use the technology and some of the different aspects of people's understandings, like with the crystals and natural healing, the thinking of positive thinking, mind over matter type of things. Trying to use all those concepts to try and convey an illustration so that an idea can be offered of an ability to comprehend something important. Yeah. Call it half-baked if you want, but I haven't looked at any notes. No. Well, we can reflect on them. Yeah, we can reflect on the notes. Computer, device, circuits, resistors, leaves, seeds, rivers, wind, power of prayer, positive thinking. Just to believe, the water wheel creating energy on a river. Somebody saw the river and saw its force, recognized its force, and after so long of working, doing work, living, they saw a way to take power from that river using its force and conceptualized the wheel to catch the fish wheel the Native Americans used, because they believed it, so they made it, and it worked. Yeah, the windmills, they believed they could capture the power of the wind, and they understood a windmill, and they created a windmill, and they got that power to relieve the horses and the cows from having to run around in circles all the time, squashing the grain to make the bread. Yeah, farmer believes that corn will grow if he takes a piece of corn and puts it in the dirt. And then he cares for it, loves it, to make that happen. It's all about belief. Everybody's got to believe in themselves that they have a little piece of energy, magic, that's contributing to the functioning of the device as a whole, or shorting out through our inadequacies, drinking, excessive use of substances, excessive use of television and radio and media, not being given the tools to begin with to know that you should be aware that you need to have a certain amount of defense to protect yourself. Yeah. If you're not scrolling the internet all day, you don't have to see all those nasty posts that give you all those nasty thoughts in your head. But that goes back to that idle mind's a devil's workshop thing. Yeah. And without something to reflect on in that period of idleness, we find ourselves in situations that we'd rather not be in. And I want to share one piece. I've shared it before, but the importance of it, I want to share it again because it's very important. This is a piece called The Fleet, and I will copy and paste it in the comments. Somebody just hearted my show. Thank you, whoever's out there. I see your, who said it? Alexandra. Hello, Alexandra. It's nice to see you. So happy to see you in your smiling face. I'm trying to tend the garden. I'm a gardener in the garden of life. So anyway, this piece is called The Fleet. I just put it in the comments. I want to read it. It's very powerful. When it comes to thoughts, they can be referred to as fleeting. And a fleeting thoughts, it's true. But a captain's log is a fire capturing a fleeting thought or two. Thoughts come in fleets and flit away if you're without a pen. And as a captain, you must always rise to capture all of them. Thoughts come in fleets. Yeah, I messed it up. Thoughts come fleeting. And with a fleet, it depends on you. You just never know when and if the next fleet comes to you. Yeah. Beware the messenger. Yeah. And beware the power of the pen. Your thoughts, you have to write them down, capture them. I don't know. I just wrote that. Anyway, thinking about the nation's thoughts being lost in the wind on a heavily scented wheezes of bong hits, the farmer's breakfast where they berated the farmers, dealing with the public in need of reprimands, but having to candy coat them. Capturing people with smiles and a song and dance is good, but only goes on to a few. When you toss in an explicative or an seeming insult, they remember a little longer and they talk a little more. Word of mouth gets the attention going with the gossip of the fools, fueled by television conditioning and programming. Mental masturbation of the various aspects of the ego sold to the sexes. Yes, the babies they created with television. The ones they take the candy from. Yeah. You have to have a variety of personalities to appeal to the variety of fickle foolishness, like men who have the sensitivity and maturity level of children that make it impossible to work at all. They refuse to take direction when it's needed. They cannot be scrutinized in the least. Just man enough to sell dope and tote a gun, but not man enough to fall in and accept the authority he's given. The guy doing the thinking is the one with the game. Intellectual property is the beginning of the command of authority and the distribution of power to associates prepared to produce the effort to make the end product. Yes, digging the garden, planting the seeds. That means taking orders. The man with the ideas is the man given the orders. Communities are built on ideas and by the labor of those who believe in the ideas. But growth and ideas are only the birth of people whom are dissatisfied with their poverty and their standard of living. You can only drain the neighbors for so long before the neighbors leave you in your poverty by moving away from you with their ideas, taking their inspirations and their aspirations to a neighborhood where they may be welcome and appreciated by grateful people who care. Greed and selfishness destroy everything. Gardens only produce so much and feed so many. The gardens are exhausted and corporate financial focuses are shifting to other exploits, people, plants, planets, proposals, prosperous for few. Yes, we've all been lied to and deceived by those we entrusted for our very security, our retirements, all suckling the life and blood from us while always eroding away at our families, our foundations. The children are now helpless, cast into a forest that their elders know little of, and there are no books to offer navigation. And there's nowhere to be apart from the conflicts, the controversies, the war, and with no money and only wares that programmed cannot understand to appreciate. Yes, and I sit and I watch and I await the inevitable, but I'm holding on to faith and hope and a dream that I can be useful to hopefully help. Fantasy, though, I know, when my own children practically all ignore me, almost entirely, grieves me very much, and I'm left with the ability to not be able to speak. It's Christmas time, last year. Strong enough to get through the holidays without drinking? No, I'm not too worried about that. But it is a concern always. The stress seems to crank up a little higher every time I try. Even though this may very well be the most difficult year for me to end in my life. Oh, the horrors I would rather relive than to live right now, seeing what I see and knowing what I know. This demon force against me is going to be brutal. I just know. Memories of the supernatural violence make my cheekbones ache just thinking about it. Anticipation, anxious yet calm. I think I can. I think I can. I've always been that little engine that thought it could. Yeah. A lot to be learned. Some of us out there remember that story about the little engine that thought it could. Yeah. Anyway, that's my computer build. See if we can play the guitar. Then I'll go back upstairs and get ready for Mama to be home. I made chicken soup for dinner. Chicken soup, carrots and onions with some rice. That should be good. Chicken soup. I have a guitar pick. Should have a guitar pick. Put a song on while I get ready. Yeah. Make up your mind. You want to change the world with me or not? Yeah. We have to tend the garden. Sorry, AD, I know she hates this song.
You keep telling me that you don't know what you wanna do. Will you stay or go? Well, don't make up your
So who's out there? Does anybody want to ask me any questions? No. No. Just want to see me do something stupid. Now stick around. That might happen.
I don't wanna keep pressuring you.
Rosie Rhonda. Rosie Rhonda.
But I'm gonna need a straight answer from you. Oh, yeah. Don't make up your mind. Before you run out of time. Before you run out of time. Don't
Rhonda.
make up your mind. Ooh, yeah. You're left behind. All I want is for you to see.
See if we can make a magical song. I never know. I just try.
I'll give you everything that you'll ever need. But it's all up to you.
Perfect. Tuning, that is. Yes, I gotta quit smoking. I know.
You know you've got to take chances.
Yeah, see, thing is, with the fleet, it's about consciousness. Yeah. Captain of a ship has to be conscious about everything going on. The crew depends on him. And he's got to make his trip. He's got to, the logbook. It's your documentation to reflect on, to study and analyze what's been going on, to make the decisions, to make the corrections, make the adjustments. It's a memory. It's you have to have you have to focus your energy, focus your consciousness. Well, you can't focus when the TV's on. You can't focus on a conversation when, even if you're not watching TV, TV's on, the other person's watching the TV. Your teammate, your crew member, your business partner in life. Focus. Study. Strive. Follow your spirit, consciousness. Yeah. It's all real, but you're not going to find it if you don't shut the media off. And it takes some time away from the media. When I look back and I think about the time I've had away from the media, it's been longer than 2 years. 2 years I made a conscious effort because I became aware of it consciously. But I'd been deprived of the media through my living conditions and situations. Like, I worked concrete for a year, and the only media exposure I had was to the radio. And I would listen to the Bob and Tom show. You know, and the Bob and Tom show's great. Yeah, if you're recovering from a hangover, you see. But the guy I lived with, the family I lived with, they didn't turn the TV on. The TV was never on. No, when it was like the TV'd be on like 5 o'clock. TV come on when the bottle opened up on the liquor. Yeah, that's when the TV would come on. You said you were perfect a minute ago. Okay, there you are. Yeah. So the TV deprivation, the radio deprivation has been for a period of a good 5 years. So when you start to focus on trying to cleanse yourself from that disruption to your frequency and your conscious attention span of your spirit, it's going to take some time, just like quitting drinking. It is. Yeah. It's just like quitting drinking. Yeah, I need to practice. I don't ever practice. I just play occasionally. Sometimes a song comes out. Don't you dare fall. Yeah, sometimes a song comes out. Yeah, I'm preoccupied with my computer illustration now. Now I have to work on getting better illustration, but I think I'm onto something. And I think the understanding is there, clear for anybody to see. Yeah, each one of the each creature, nature, makes up a piece of that computer board that makes nature happen. Yeah, all the elements, all the animals, all the plants, and all that stuff's disappearing, and everybody's having more trouble. So in essence, the world needs to pray as a whole and be positive. Yeah, be positive. Otherwise, we're going to keep having error signals. Yeah. And here's the thing, okay? The people who've been orchestrating the media are psychiatrists, okay? They're psychiatrists. They're psychiatrists studying how to angle the fish, what makes the fish bite. Yeah, what makes the fish bite. That's what they do. They're psychiatrists. And who's the first person got his hand in the cookie jar when it comes to the world of pharmaceuticals? The psychiatrists. Yeah, the psychiatrists. How many psychiatrists does Nielsen have working for them? How many psychiatrists have Nielsen Media Group had working for them their whole existence? How many of them were German scientists from World War II? Yeah, you see, the whole development of the internet. What you got to understand is the technology that we have in our hands as consumers is stuff that they've already utilized. And when they've utilized it for their purpose, then they commoditize it, turn it into a commodity to sell to us as they want us to have it. Which goes back to that FCC regulations about Part 15, must accept interference. Yeah. The military don't just give out their latest weapons to the public when they develop weapons. Yeah, we're lucky we got the weapons we got. Otherwise, we'd all be still using black powder. Yeah, if things had been that nasty when we were forming our American country with our politics. But corporate greed stepped in and took over everybody. Yeah, so we have to clean the whole entire government out. All the representatives, all the congressmen, everybody's bought out with PAC money, special interest groups. Ford's one of the biggest ones. Oil's been at the base of it since the beginning. Go to YouTube, look up the history of America. Let me pull it up right now in my history. I was just watching one of the shows the other day, and I'll tell you what to look for. The Men Who Built America. Yes, it's a series, and all the clues are there. Business Titans Rise in the Gilded Age. The Man Who Built America. Series 1, Episode 1. Season 1, Episode 1. YouTube. How Edison electrified the U.S. And it gives you all the information. See, Tesla worked for Edison. Tesla was, Edison in his big ego. He let Tesla be a schlep. Yeah, and he used Tesla in his shop and utilized a lot of his ideas. See, Tesla wanted to give electricity away because he could generate it with the earth, he said. And what capitalists high up have done, they went in and they took all Tesla's information, all of his stuff. Yeah. Where do you think the name Tesla came from in the media right now? Yeah. Tesla was on the verge of all this. Yeah, but he was never respected. He was robbed, like most common people are. Yeah, when you go take a job somewhere and they make you sign a paper saying that all your intellectual property belongs to them, or you can't disclose anything that goes on in the company because they don't want anybody to know there's unscrupulous business tactics. Yeah, a lot of nastiness out there. It's time for everybody to start owning up to it and just making your corrections. We don't necessarily have to have a witch fight, but everybody just needs to start doing we don't have to have a witch hunt. There's going to be one, but it doesn't have to be that way. If everybody just takes it upon themselves and start doing what's right. Yeah. You can, and that's the thing. You got a shop full of people. Well, anybody will do anything before they start tending to the hardest job. It wouldn't be great to be the guy sitting behind the desk being the inventor thinking all this stuff up all the time? Yeah, well, we've got too many inventors, and they invented a bunch of stuff that left us with a pile of trash to deal with because they didn't want to deal with their trash. And here's the key thing. For a good inventor, anybody with any integrity who's an inventor, you always start with the trash pile. You always start with a trash pile. Forever. Always go to the trash pile. Every good woodworker knows that. Especially Gary Falkenberg out there. Hats off to you, Gary. Anyway, I got to go back up and start cooking. I got 6 minutes before the lady gets home at 4:20. Yeah, and if I do everything magically correct, the end product will be a special bedtime spanking. Yeah. Anyway, I'm Crazy Old Mad Zack. Peace, care, and love, and do the right thing. Yeah. Uh-oh. There she is.